Well, Huma Abedin and Anthony Weiner get Vince fostered. This is Barron Hansen reporting on October 30th, 2016 from LetMeGetThisRight.com. FBI Director James Comey dropped a bombshell on Friday afternoon, October 28th, regarding emails found on a laptop belonging to Weiner and Abedin. The emails were found during an Anthony Weiner investigation of his sexting with an underage teenage girl by the New York Police Department. The letter Director Comey delivered to Congress was quickly leaked to the press, and a political firestorm has ensued. Some say Director Comey's delivery of the letter this close to the election day was a radical breach of protocol. Yet others are cheering the latest developments in what has become a gigantic Weiner-shaped cloud hanging over the Clinton campaign. But whether or not it's the right thing for Director Comey to drop a bombshell at this stage of the election cycle is not the topic of this report. That will have to sort itself out as the facts of the case and emails discovered are brought to light. What we do know at this point is that Huma Abedin and Anthony Weiner have become not only a strategic liability, but a gigantic, heavy anchor around the neck of Hillary Clinton and her campaign. The Clinton campaign is currently getting battered in the polls as Project Veritas videos showing how corrupt the DNC election machine operates, the daily dumps of emails by Julian Assange and WikiLeaks from John Podesta's hacked email account that seem to back up most of the claims in Peter Schweizer's book Clinton Cash of pay-for-play and corruption on a mass scale of the Clinton Foundation, especially during Clinton's tenure as Secretary of State. And add to that the previous leaks of DNC emails that show how the DNC, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, and the Hillary campaign conspired to deny Bernie Sanders a fair shot at becoming the DNC nominee for president, and we truly have an unprecedented political firestorm on our hands. All this turmoil begs the question, will Huma Abedin and Anthony Weiner get Vince fostered? Here's what we do know. This is the letter that was dropped by Director Comey, and it was delivered to Republicans and Democrats on the House Judiciary Committee, and it was quickly leaked right after that. The interesting thing about what happened during the leak was that Hillary Clinton's campaign plane did not have internet service at the time, and it wasn't until they landed that they were informed and found out, while everybody was reconnecting to their mobile devices, that the investigation into her emails and the Clinton Foundation basically had been reopened, and that a firestorm was getting ready to hit them as soon as they stepped off that plane. From this point forward, Huma Abedin has not been seen on the campaign trail. The emails they found while the New York City Police Department was searching Anthony Weiner and Huma Abedin's computer, they found over 650,000 emails, with apparently a whole lot of them going through the Clinton mail private server, the basically the illegal email server that she set up to hide her communications during her time as Secretary of State. And you can see the distressed look in Huma Abedin's face right here, that she knows that things are going terribly, terribly wrong. And to add to that, you've got a huge feud now between the Clinton campaign and the FBI, plus there's an internal feud going on in the DNC because you have people calling for them to calling for Hillary to step down, to make adjustments. And it was also revealed in this article that Loretta Lynch has basically been interfering with the FBI's investigation into the Clinton Foundation. The FBI now has the warrants they need in order to be able to actually search and review those emails. They didn't actually have access to the emails at the time Comey made the drop on Friday with the letter to Congress, but they now have it. And the whole way the New York City Police Department found these emails is they were doing a meta search of this laptop that they seized when they started their investigation into Anthony Weiner's just continued sexting, and this time with an underage teenage girl. I'm sure most people have seen the pretty sick pictures of him taking pictures with his child laying right next to him. I'm not going to show him here, but he's in his bed, laying there with his child next to him, with Anthony's wiener right there for the world to see, hidden underneath his underwear. But what this leads me to, and the reason I say are Huma Abedin and Anthony Weiner going to get Vince fostered, and that's simply because there's been a great deal of speculation about how Vince Foster died, and there's been a lot of people that have spoken extensively that his suicide was not a suicide, that Hillary had absolutely excoriated him before he was found in the park dead, and there's just a lot of really missing information about the entire investigation, so much so that all the records that were in the federal record about the investigation mysteriously disappeared not long ago, adding further speculation that Hillary and the basically the Clinton machine had a lot more to do with Vince Foster's death than anybody wants to admit. Now, the DNC and the Clinton campaign already have a fresh set of bodies behind them, and it has gotten quite disturbing. The first set of DNC leaks that really blew up were the ones that outed the fact that the DNC, the Hillary campaign, were all working, and Debbie Wasserman Schultz were all working together to basically rob Bernie Sanders of a fair chance to become the Democrat Party nominee. That they conspired in the background to make his supporters look crazy, to make them look like they're the ones that are violent, to undermine Bernie Sanders at every step. And basically they fixed the election, that part of the election, by making sure that he was never going to get the kind of votes, the superdelegate votes that he would need in order to become the nominee. Well, Julian Assange has basically implied that the murdered DNC staffer, who was Seth Rich, was the source of all those emails that ultimately led to Debbie Wasserman Schultz resigning, and really just blew the lid off of how badly Bernie Sanders got screwed over by the Hillary campaign and the DNC.